Hi, it's Mira here from Buzz Career Counselling. So here we are, Monday, the first day of Careers Week, which is going to go all week. And I just thought I'd kick off the start of Careers Week with this live. So what I wanted to do today is to really just give you a little bit of insight into career development. I think some people... I was just talking about it the other day, you know, what is career development? What do people expect when they come to a career counsellor such as myself, or practitioner, or career advisor, or guidance officer, or all those sort of titles that are under the career practitioner umbrella. But career development really, you know, depending on our theorists that we're sort of focusing on, but it really is quite complex. So, you know, it's about your career. It's about sort of understanding and managing your transitions in life, which is linked to career, which is linked to learning, and it's linked to your leisure, your personal life. So it's very hard for me to kind of pull out just your job. If something's, you know, if you're not feeling fantastic, a lot of people come to me and they sort of think, you know, I hate my job, you know, I don't want to go back on Monday. But really, you know, sort of we have to sort of stop and step back and just to make sure, you know, what is it that's actually having this impact on our feelings? You know, what part of our life is impacting our feelings? So I had an example of a client who, you know, was not actually enjoying work at all, and then in their personal life they went and did something that was actually fulfilling and ticking the boxes, and when I asked how work was going, they were like, oh, it's not too bad. And so, you know, it's we have to sort of work out, you know, is it really the job that's causing the grief, or is it something in your life? Because, you know, if you change jobs and something in your life still causing, you know, for you to feel, you know, dissatisfied or, you know, not good about yourself, then it's going to just repeat in the next job. So it's important at the start of career development to actually sort of understand, why am I unhappy? Why am I feeling like this? You know, it impacts our body, it impacts, you know, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mind, our emotions, our, you know, the spirit. So career development can't just be career, because it's all intertwined. But a career practitioner will tend to focus, you know, as much as they can just on the career aspect. But we certainly have to take into account what else is going in your life. We call them, you know, influences. It might be, you know, that you're wearing lots of hats. You're a parent, or a carer, you know, or you're sort of volunteering. So what else is going on in your life, and how that's going to impact you in your career. But if you have a question, and I have been suggested to go on my phone, and now I'm going to stare at this and I'm not quite sure. So if you have a question, please just put it in. Now, the second thing is that, you know, if you decide that it is a career thing and it's not in your life, you know, that's having this impact, it is actually your career that's causing you to feel, you know, a little bit unhappy, then we can start looking at the career. Now, we don't need to necessarily, you know, quit. It's terrible, I'm going to quit, and off you go, because we need to sort of look at what's going on in that workplace. And so doing a little bit of an assessment on your current workplace, it will assist you to be able to understand, you know, is there anything I can tweak? Is there anything that I can change? Is there anything that I can, you know, make different, apply for things, you know, within that workplace? Maybe you can just shift roles, you know, that's something that's a little bit more suitable to you. Maybe you can cut back hours, or increase hours if money is an issue. You know, there are lots of different things, different factors within a workplace that you can actually change. And I remember when I was working, and I've kept it for years because it works so well, is that I have Wednesdays off, and that just means I can keep on top of everything else I've got to do, which means I can give my energy to work in a proper way, and it's not exhausting, and then, you know, so it sort of ripples on. So things like that, you can sort of look at, okay, what can I tweak in my current workplace, and is it you know, is that going to actually shift my happiness and shift my, you know, my thoughts about that particular career? If you do that and you're still not feeling, you know, like it's the right place for you, or if you assess it and you can see, no, that's not going to make the difference that I need, then you can start looking at a different career. So you can see there's a little bit of a lead up before you just go bang, you know, okay, let's jump into a new career. Because we don't want to bring anything across from what we've already done, or the patterns, or the, you know, the patterns really that we make from previous careers. We don't want to just keep taking them into the next career. We want to sort it out, see what's going on, and then fresh start for a new career. So being into, if you decide then, okay, I can't tweak work, it's nothing in my personal life that I can sort of change that's going to tweak it, I think it really is needing a career change, then we start stepping into that space. So the first thing is to actually understand ourselves, and it's crucial in career development, so we need to be looking at our skills, our transferable skills, you know, what have we got? Some people have been working for a year, others have been working for 30 years. What have you built up? What have you got? What can we take across into that new career? We look at your strengths, and you know, we sort of need to understand who you are, and then we end up putting some things on the table and exploring them. And that's the exciting part about career development. Hi Wendy. That's the exciting about career development, is to be able to explore. So we sort of have these benchmarks, and we go, okay, so I'm interested in this particular career, and you know, what's it going to look like? What's it going to look like for me? How could I get in there? Going from where I am now, how can I get into that new career? And just sort of exploring it enough to be further than just a, you know, an idea. People come to me and they've had lots and lots of ideas floating around in their head for months, maybe years. I can't believe it. And they haven't actually gone that further step of, okay, what, you know, what's that really mean? What's that career actually all about? What we think careers are, some careers, we think, you know, I think we see them in a bit of glossy, rosy coloured glasses. I used to monitor prac students from uni who were learning to be teachers, and quite often, because I was the liaison, so quite often, you know, the issue was they were disillusioned by what they thought the career actually was. So they expected to turn up at 9 o'clock and leave at 3. Well, that's potentially what the students do, but it's certainly not what the teachers do. So finding out, you know, what is that back end of a career that we don't even know about, and you know, is that going to be actually suitable for me? So teaching perhaps is more like 7:30 to 4:30, and no, you don't, you know, get all the holidays, and it's a lot of prep work, it's a lot of background work, it's, you know, so understanding all of those bits about a career. And then, you know, and how do I actually get in there? Is it a 3-4 year degree? If I've got a degree, can I do, you know, a master's or something to sort of add on to it? So what's the pathway, and do I really want to do that pathway? Am I that keen that I'm willing to give up 4 years or 2 years, or money or time or energy? And that's fine. It may be brilliant. Do it. But we sort of need to work out I guess the logistics, the reality of going down that pathway, and what does it even look like. And so, yeah, and once you sort of come to that, okay, I know what I want to do, then it's the third part. So it's believing that you can, and believing in what you've got, and exploring what your options are. And then the third part is the actual creating. So that's I guess where the job search side comes into it, and we know what we want, and now it's how to, you know, not how, but taking the steps to get in there. And that might be enrolling in the course, or it might be, you know, getting your resume done, you know, reviewed now that you're sort of heading in a totally different direction. We don't just want dun, dun, dun from the past career. It might be, you know, applying for jobs or self-marketing. And so that's the actual creating your career change and stepping into it. So there's really 3 stages, and it's very worthwhile doing. to, you know, be in something that you just are embraced, you know, that you love doing, you love turning up. It's not, I mean, it's still work, it's not traveling the world, but it is something that I, you know, career development, something I absolutely love, and it's taken me time to get into that space and to work out what I like and to sort of address my needs, my personal needs, my physical needs, and so that I've got a career that I, you know, it's sustainable. I can manage doing this, and I can keep doing it. I can tweak it, and I can adjust it, and I can go into slightly different workplaces, which will change, you know, what I do to an extent. But I really do love what I do. So career development, as you can see, it is a process. It really is a process. It's, you know, sort of unpacking where you've been and then sort of coming up with ideas of where you might like to go, and if you're willing to go, and then actually taking the steps to get in there. So it's not something that happens overnight, or otherwise I don't think there'd be 84% of US, you know, in a survey saying that they're disengaged at work. You know, there'd be more people in the right jobs. I would love to put together one of those shake-ups and put everyone in there and shake it up, and then everyone gets a new job. I think there's a lot of people who are not in the right field. And that's, you know, I can understand why, because I hear the pathways, how they get there. I just came up, or, you know, Uncle John's got a business in his electrician business, so I became an electrician. You know, schools encouraged me to do a particular thing because I was getting straight A's. You know, parents influence, and peers influence us. It might be where you're living is going to influence, you know, I don't want to go 10 hours to university, so I'm going to get a local job. So there's all these influences that impact us choosing a career, and you can really easily see how it's very easy to choose a career that's not suitable. I don't want to say a wrong career, but a career that's perhaps not even suitable to who you are. It's just been circumstantial as to why you got in there. So it's you know, being able to sort of stop and give yourself that little bit of time to be able to go, okay, where am I going to redirect? They say now there's 5 to 7 careers in a lifetime. Now, gone the days where you went to school, you left school, picked one career, and that was it. And you were loyal all the way through, and you pretty much stayed with the same person, same employer, or maybe changed employers, but you never changed careers. Well, those days are gone, well and truly gone. So up to 7 careers, and that's now, so I'm guessing that's going to increase. You know, say every 7 years, so I'm doing my sums right, every 7 years you're changing careers, not jobs, careers. So what you'd be doing in career development, you know, learning those skills is such a valuable thing to have, because you can just keep bumping your way through life. So 5 to 7 careers and many, many, many more jobs than 7. And being able to, you know, sort of reassess, because you'll change and grow, and your you know, what's important to you will change and grow. You know, you might have kids, or you might be wanting to travel the world, or you might have limited income, or then you might have a lot of income. So there's a lot of factors in life that will, you know, impact your career decisions. So as that changes and grows, you'll sort of learn to reassess, look at what's important, and, you know, be able to sort of explore some options and redirect into that new career. And then once you get in there, you'll keep an eye out on what's happening next. I have read something to career practitioners saying for us to encourage people when they first start their next job to actually be thinking about their next job. So it's sort of always, it goes forever. You know, when you're 3, you think, oh, I'd like to be, you know, a doctor. And that's career development. That's already starting about, you know, it's very limited, but it's starting. Then I get people who have retired saying, I'm not ready to retire. I want to go back to work. I want to do something. I want to still have a contribution to society. So it just goes forever. You know, pretty much a lifespan is careers. So being able to, now what was it? Sorry, I was going to say something. Being able to sort of redirect, keeping an eye on opportunities. Now, I often talk about this. Someone was offered a brilliant job and they just went, I don't know, I don't want to take it. And it was like, why don't you want to take it? And it was actually, sorry, I just realised I've got my volume down. It was actually not suited to her at all. And so she could sort of, once we looked at it, she could see that it wasn't actually the job for her. Now, everyone around her thought it was brilliant. It was, you know, golden opportunity, but it wasn't for her. So it's got to be what's right for you. And I think as we get older, we start to kind of think, okay, what's really right for me, not everyone else. And so sometimes when we get a promotion and everyone's like, oh, wow, you got a promotion, you know, it's fantastic, la, 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 more money, la, la, la. But it's actually not the job that you want. Sometimes with promotion, it becomes a totally new career. It's not just an extension. Sometimes it is. It's just a senior role of the same. But usually, you know, a promotion can quite often be, you know, management, or, you know, which is supervising. It's not actually doing the craft or the, you know, the skill that you had, the skill that you love, and all of a sudden you're managing people doing that. So you're watching people do that, and for some people that's just not, you know, it's not going to be ticking their boxes at all, and they end up hating it, and then they end up hating that industry, when really they quite enjoyed, you know, the craft, I'll say, you know, the career that was their strength. So I think, you know, if you've got some awareness and some knowledge in career development, and understanding yourself and what you like and don't like and where you thrive and don't thrive, you're more able to sort of make those confident decisions to go, love the promotion, but I'm not going to accept it. I know that sounds really weird, but it's at the risk of actually ending up hating what you're doing. Only sometimes. It's not for everyone. Sometimes people love that promotion, and, you know, they're glad to get out of doing the manual tasks, and they much prefer the leadership. That's fine. So it's sort of about having that awareness so that you can make some really good, confident decisions as you go all the way through. So yeah, it's worthwhile doing. It's worthwhile taking some time and actually looking at, you know, what's important. Now, I don't know if there's anybody on there who has a question, and I don't even know how to do the questions. Request to join you as a guest in your broadcast. I should have put that on. So is there someone there who would like to ask a question? I'm not sure. I'm not very... I usually use my laptop, but I was sort of shown to do that on the iPhone, and now I don't know what I'm pressing. Apologies. No, that's not it. Okay. Well, if you've got any questions, you can certainly put them in the comments when I post this, and I will respond to them. But I can see... No, that's going to be my question. So if you've got any questions, please put them in, and I will respond to you. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a snapshot of career development and how it works. A lot of people go, what's a career counsellor? That's pretty much what we do, is support people through that process of career development, and keep people on that process so that they can actually end up changing careers or tweaking their career. Now, I just wanted to mention this week is Careers Week, so there's loads of things happening in our world. One that we often go to here on the Sunshine Coast is the Big Day In, and I will be, hi Natalie, I will be posting the information all week. There's some webinars, different industry webinars. Today at 11 my time, there's a career in space, your career in space, which would be interesting. There's a masterclass being run by Canberra University, which is just talking about real world sort of topics and there's a heap on there on the Canberra Uni site. So I'll put all these links in on the Buzz Career Counselling page. If you know any school leavers, there's a Year 13 Careers Week Expo to do with study or work. And so they've got a whole heap of things on for this week as well. And the big day in starts Wednesday. And from what I can gather, it's going to be running things each Wednesday. There'll be a different topic. And so I'll post that in tomorrow for Wednesday. And I think that is all for today. The masterclass, excuse me, tomorrow, I don't know if you've used it, but tomorrow there's a My Future, it's a government website. It's about career development. It's got lots and lots of tools on there. It's called My Future, and tomorrow at 1:15 I'll post the link in. They're actually doing a sort of a demo. They'll take you through where to click and what to do, and there's lots of, I've actually done the demo myself, so there's lots of aspects to My Future, and yeah, it's a pretty good tool. I share that with my clients as well. There's also, if you know anybody interested in freight logistics industry, that's on at 11 o'clock tomorrow as well. And then I'll have a look for some more. There's a few I've got ready to post for the Wednesday, and I'll keep having a look around for later in the week as well. So there'll be all sorts of things popping up onto this Buzz Career Counselling page. And yeah, just sort of start to explore your career, your situation, you know, what's going to be important to you, what's going to be sustainable too, I think. You know, sometimes I see people make decisions and bang, and then sort of a year later it wasn't a match. And sometimes that happens. You know, you just getting into an industry or something, and you just realize it doesn't matter how much research you've done, you realize it's not the right match. But yeah, sort of take that time to reflect on what was, consider what's possible, and then get yourself into it in that way. Was there any questions regarding career development or job search or job seeker? If you've got any, if you can put them in, I don't know. Is there a way to be able to put them in now? Excuse my lack of tech. Is there somewhere where you can actually post them? If not, post them onto the comments under when I post it into the page. Okay, so I'm going to, unless anybody would like to be on here, okay, all right. Post your questions into the comments underneath, and I will respond to them. Thank you for listening, and have a great day, and keep an eye out. There might be something there for you in the posts during this Careers Week to explore. Okay, have a great day. Bye.